Hell's Kitchen at night, the streets slick with rain and neon glare. Out of the shadows comes a legend whispered in alleys and feared by thugs, Daredevil. The man without fear. A blind vigilante with the city's pulse in his hands, he's about to face the strangest foes of his career. Marvel Pop Art Productions explodes onto the page in bold, blazing color, as if the whole city itself is holding its breath. There are no safe streets in Hell's Kitchen tonight, only darkness, danger, and the sound of trouble closing in. And somewhere in that darkness, Daredevil is already listening. This is where the hunt begins, and the next shadow he finds could be his strangest enemy yet. Hell's Kitchen sleeps under a wash of street lamp gold and alleyway black. But tonight, the darkness carries a warning. Two great surprises are waiting. This is Daredevil's first real mystery thriller, packed with suspects, clues, and twists that coil tighter than a noose. Wally takes the wheel, and nothing is going to play out quite the way you expect. They called him the Organizer, the most elusive menace ever to challenge the man without fear. A shadow behind a shadow, and his true face is still buried deep. Can you figure out who he really is? Don't hurry. In this city, secrets always have time to breathe. Part 1 begins, the organization, and somewhere beneath the sleeping city, the first pieces of a deadly puzzle are already moving. As darkness settles over the East Coast, a federal prison looms in the night, cold, sealed, and waiting.
Catman to Organizer, federal prison in sight. Do you read me? Over.
Hey Milt, turn the spotlight on that bird. He's up to something.
This is the Organizer. Proceed with Operation Blackout. Over.
A strange gadget drops by parachute into the prison yard, humming with menace. Then it detonates in a pulse of blackness. Every circuit in the compound dies at once.
The prison is in total darkness now. Boss, the lights. What happened?
Excellent. With your infrared vision, you should have no trouble. Maintain radio contact. I want to enjoy this.
Inside the prison walls, panic erupts as men grope through the void. Somewhere above it all, a watcher smiles, and Hell's Kitchen waits for the next blow.
Who cares? Let's go. Quick this way. Let's get over the wall. Monk Kiefer, come with me. The Organizer wants you.
No, I'm gonna stay put. I'm expecting company.
You don't have to ask me twice. I've been going stir-happy waiting for you.
Mission accomplished, boss. I've got him. Head for the main gate, Chicago. Here I come.
In a cramped Hell's Kitchen tenement, a cheap thug freezes as the evening news flickers over the city's newest mystery. Shadowed streets and whispered names make the room feel smaller by the second.
The police commissioner says he's got no clue on Monk Kiefer. Good for Monk, who sprung him.
Then the phone line snaps alive with a voice colder than the winter wind. It knows the thug's name, his past, and the Navy secret he thought buried forever.
LeBlanc, I know what you were and what you ran from. Serve me, or I tell the government exactly where to find you. Report to the 8th floor of the Chemco building at midnight, and don't keep me waiting.
Midnight descends on Chemco, an innocent tower of glass and steel hiding something rotten in its core. Deep inside, a secret suite hums with electronic devices as a strange syndicate begins to take shape.
I am the Organizer. From now on, each of you will wear a new identity and serve the organization.
Why yes, I'll be there.
But somewhere within those hidden walls, another call is already being intercepted, another player pulled into the dark. In Hell's Kitchen, no secret stays buried for long. That evening, the yacht turns back toward harbor, slicing through the black water of Hell's Kitchen. Foggy's doubts churn in the silence, about Karen, about Deborah, about motives hidden behind every smile.
Foggy, do you remember the first time we met? I do.
What's that? My radar hearings picked up a radio message. It's being transmitted from this yacht, Organizer to Frogman. The time has come for our next move. The Organizer is one of the Reform Party members himself, and he's directing an attack on one of us.
Out of the darkness and the deep, a grotesque figure erupts from the water as the signal is answered.
Gather round, friends, a toast to Foggy Nelson.
Matt sheds his outer clothes in an instant and gives chase. Daredevil, the man without fear, dropping into the night after the threat. Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows lengthening over the docks as Daredevil closes in on his prey. The city holds its breath, waiting for the next air in the dark.
Hey boss, I didn't figure on playing tag with Daredevil. What do I do?
The man without fear swiftly closes the gap, and the hunted man scrambles for help over the crackling comm line.
Got you, my murderous little friend.
Now I've got a little surprise for you.
But the blast catches him full force, and Daredevil is driven back, dazed by the exploding chaos. He has no choice but to break off the chase and return to the yacht.
Why would anyone want to kill you, Mr. Jonas?
I don't know, unless it has something to do with my running for mayor.
Then the answer begins to emerge. If Jonas is right, the city's criminal elements have every reason to fear his reform party. In the confusion, Daredevil slips back aboard, and the night grows even darker. Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows lengthening beneath the Chemco building, where a hidden fortress hums with power and menace. The Frog Man slips back through an underground water tunnel, returning battered but alive from his clash with Daredevil. "You're way behind schedule, Frog. What happened?" "I ran into Daredevil, had to use a grenade. It nearly finished me too." "You did well. Daredevil didn't stop the attack on the Reform Party, but if he becomes a problem, we'll need a permanent solution." In the depth of the lair, the next move is set in motion. An illusion of endless assault, and the Reform Party's campaign funds are the first target. "Now go and do not fail me." Hours later, at the Reform Party headquarters downtown, the robbery is in motion, until Daredevil appears on a nearby rooftop, waiting in the dark. "Got the dough, looks like a clean getaway." The thief takes to the air with the stolen money, and Daredevil squares off against a crook who can fly, ready to follow him into the sky and into the next deadly trap. Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows lengthening over the rooftops as Daredevil closes in on a fleeing thief.
I can't live up to the name Daredevil by playing it safe.
He measures the man's speed and direction in the dark, calculating the leap with blind precision.
If I've calculated correctly, I'll land right on his back. If not, I might end up in a heap on the sidewalk below. So I'll just latch onto that ledge with my trusty cable and intercept.
Nice try, but you don't shake me that easily.
I really hate to drop in on you like this, my fine-feathered friend, but I'm anxious to see your pilot's license.
Hell's Kitchen at night, the shadows cling to the alleys like wet smoke. Daredevil has survived the ambush, but the city's rot is only deepening.
That bird man is an opponent worth taking seriously. Well, at least I salvaged the campaign funds. Never let it be said Daredevil parted with a buck without a struggle.
But the questions keep gnawing at him as he moves through the night. Why would the organizer's own mob rob his own funds? And how does Foggy fit into this dirty game?
They can't use him for any dirty work. I'd better get back to the office. Foggy's probably getting impatient.
Back at Nelson and Murdoch, the tension gives way to a strange, domestic calm. Foggy is distracted, and Deborah's bright voice fills the room like a brief escape from the city's gloom.
"Oh, Foggy, you're a dear, sweet boy to call, and you must come to my party on Friday."
Meanwhile, at the headquarters of the organization, panic turns to strategy. The stolen money is only the beginning. Now Daredevil himself has become the target.
That does it. Before we proceed with another step, we must eliminate Daredevil. I have a double-purpose scheme in mind, a plan that will continue the crime wave and cause Daredevil some slight difficulty with the police. Tomorrow you will go into the chemical exchange bank in civilian clothes and make sure it goes exactly as planned.
The next afternoon, the man without fear keeps watch over downtown New York, listening to the city breathe through his sniffer scope. Then, beneath the babel of traffic and footsteps, something shifts in the dark. A cry cuts through the street sharp as a blade. Daredevil's senses lock onto the next block, and in an instant the hunt is on. Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows lengthening across a bank building as danger coils inside its walls. Something is terribly wrong, and someone is still trapped in the vault.
Look up above. It's Daredevil. He'll suffocate.
The time lock is set. I can't blast it or I'll injure him. I need another way in now.
He listens, sensing the steel maze beyond the door with that impossible radar sense. In seconds, the answer clicks into place.
There, the tumblers have fallen into place. Easy for a man with built-in radar.
That costume and those radio impulses. You're one of the organizer's men.
Wrong the first time.
The vault swings open and the trapped man is saved, but the rescue is already a trap. Odorless gas floods the air and darkness closes in around Daredevil.
I've been tricked. I helped them commit a crime.
Across the vault, the organizer's men laugh as the robbery continues in the shadows, and Daredevil's world goes black. Hell's Kitchen at night, where neon bleeds into rain-slick streets and every shadow hides a threat. Daredevil's trap has sprung, and the blind guardian is left helpless in the dark.
This is indeed gratifying. My most irksome opponent rendered helpless by a simple ruse. By the time he recovers, he'll be in custody. Organizer to Birdman, pick up loot from Catman. Ape-Man, stand by with the getaway helicopter.
But the mastermind reckons without the remarkable recuperative powers of his blind nemesis. Even after the blow, Daredevil is already clawing his way back to consciousness.
Where? Oh, now I remember. I've muffed it again. So far, I've got a perfect score. I've got to get out of here. I'll never convince them I wasn't part of that plot. So it's Daredevil they're after.
Okay, Harry, try to wing him. He's too fast. But why did he do it? What made a guy like him turn bad?
On the street below, doubt hardens into a manhunt. To the police, Daredevil looks like a criminal. But in the criminal underworld, the trap has worked exactly as planned.
Ah, perfect. This is as good as if he were captured. This was well planned. Just when I need freedom of movement, they forced him to dodge the police. It's like fighting an invisible foe with one hand tied behind his back.
And somewhere in the maze of Hell's Kitchen, Daredevil runs blind through a city that now believes he's a traitor. But the real enemy is still moving, and the next move could cost him everything. Hell's Kitchen at night, the rooftops are cold and watchful, but by day, Daredevil is already back in the shadows. He's tracking trouble before it can strike.
I'm sure whatever happens next will be directed at the Reform Party, so I'll just follow their activities.
A street rally erupts below, and Matt's sharpened senses catch a dangerous pattern in the noise. Then the attack comes, a pack of goons tearing into the crowd.
Mind if I join in, boys? This game's too one-sided.
It's Daredevil, the boss said he wouldn't dare,
Just as I thought, the fine hand of the organizer is behind this attack. Don't hold back, men. I need the exercise.
One by one, the thugs go down in a blur of crimson and motion. But sirens wail in the distance, and Daredevil vanishes before the police can close in.
It's him, Daredevil again.
Back at the law office, Foggy is riding high on victory, dreaming of power and promotion. But Karen's heart is elsewhere, and the thought of Deborah leaves a chill in the air. Hell's Kitchen at night, the city glows with champagne lights and dark intentions. Even above the noise, trouble is already moving in the shadows. Oh, by the way, Karen, would you like to attend a penthouse party tonight? Debbie's giving it in my honor. I wish you'd come. I wonder if Matt will be there. Of course, Foggy, I'd love to. Later, at the Chemco building, the organizer gathers his people like pieces on a board. The first phase has worked. Now the real tightening of the trap begins. Men, I'm pleased with our results so far. We've succeeded very well in the first part of our master plan. Now we proceed to phase 2. Yeah, and how? That night at the Harris penthouse apartment, elegance masks a room full of pressure. Smiles glitter, but every word lands like a challenge. Good evening, Foggy. Deborah tells me you've made great progress as a campaigner. And that isn't all, Mr. Jonas. Foggy has all kinds of hidden talents. Hey, would you like to dance? Jonas, I've been meaning to speak to you. I don't really like the way this campaign is going. You're attempting to benefit by the crime wave. Tell you what, Monroe, you make your speeches and I'll make mine. If that's the way you feel about it, I'm afraid I'll have to withdraw from the race. I won't run for office your way. Milton, don't be a fool. Let's talk this over like reasonable men. But before reason can prevail, the signal is given. Somewhere beyond the music and the chandelier light, the trap is ready to spring, and Daredevil is already moving. Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows cling to the brickwork and every alley feels like a trap. Somewhere in the darkness, a desperate plan is already in motion.
I'll let him think I'm badly hurt. Let him come to me. My arms say back, don't come closer.
This is going to be a pleasure. One karate blow, and the lights really go out for the Catman.
Moments later, the lights blaze on and the room turns into a nightmare. A man in a cat costume lies knocked cold, and everyone is left asking the same terrifying question: who struck first?
Who knocked him out? There was a real battle. What was he up to, and who screamed?
It was Deborah. She's gone. She's been captured.
I don't know what's behind this, but we'll find out and get her back. Well, we've got one of the gang that did it. Call the police.
Later, at the lair of the organization, fear spreads like poison. The mastermind's plans are cracking, and if the Catman talks, the whole operation could collapse.
You did well this time, but we have a problem. The capture of the Catman jeopardizes our whole operation. You must not talk.
Just my luck. What do I gotta do? Invade police headquarters.
At police headquarters, the interrogation begins. Hard lights, harder questions, and a criminal sweating under the weight of his own lies. But the truth is still buried deep in the dark.
I'm a member of a gang called the Organization. The head man is called the Organizer. I don't know, honest. None of us has ever seen him in person. He only gets in touch with us by radio and TV. It's pretty wild. He ain't in it for dough.
And somewhere beyond the sirens and steel bars, the Organizer's shadow looms larger than ever. In Hell's Kitchen, the night has only just begun to reveal its secrets. Hell's Kitchen at night, shadows stretching across the rooftops as Daredevil closes in on his prey. But before the ape man can strike, the man without fear snaps his head toward danger.
Hey, what, you again?
Daredevil hurls the grenade high into the air, and the blast spends itself harmlessly above the streets. The Organization is getting desperate.
Phew, that was close. A grenade. They really play for keeps. I knew they'd try something like this. So far, I've managed to second-guess the Organizer's thinking pretty well.
Now the ape man bolts through the darkness, and Daredevil's mind races after him. If his prey suspects a tail, the trail to the hideout goes cold.
Wait for me, Ape. We're not finished.
Ape to Organizer, what'll I do now? I can't shake that high-flying creep.
Over rooftops and fire escapes, the chase tears across Hell's Kitchen in a blur of steel and shadow. Daredevil taunts the brute, baiting him toward the next mistake.
Chickening out, Ape. You acted pretty tough last time we met. What happened since?
This is the Organizer. You'd better turn and fight. Get rid of that pest for good. Okay, that does it. He's asking for it, and he's gonna get it.
Hell's Kitchen at night, the streets slick with shadow and secrets. Daredevil moves through the darkness, hunting a lie with every measured step.
He's down again, gonna make a fight of it, just like I hoped.
He lets the world think the battle is real, holding back just enough to draw out the truth. Then, with razor precision, he prepares the trap.
Think you can hurt me with a little love tap like that, you fool? Try this for Kroom.
Daredevil absorbs the blow, already reading the next move in the violence. Under the mask, he's not just fighting, he's following a trail straight to the enemy's lair.
I've got him, and now I know where they're hiding. One more break like this, and I may be done with masked crime fighting for good.
Moments later, perched outside the Chemco building, he sees the wider web tightening. Deborah was never a prisoner, it was all a performance, and Foggy's heart is right in the middle of it.
She's playing him. and he's falling hard. If he thinks her safety depends on it, he'll do exactly what they want.
Then the silence breaks. Daredevil senses another presence before the stranger even knows he's there. The night closes in, and the next move could change everything.